Hey everybody, welcome back to Andrina's Creations. In this video, I am going to be showing you how to design these beautiful clear gift bags from beginning to end. This is going to be a full step-by-step tutorial on how to design these using Silhouette Studio. You're going to see how easy this is, so do not get overwhelmed. So let's get started. Okay, for your supplies, you're going to need your clear bag. It doesn't matter the size that you get. The size that I'll be using today is the 5.9 size. Remember, I always leave the links down below in the description box. You're going to need a measuring tape. I highly recommend using a fractions measuring tape so you know the exact measurements to put in your software. And this is for you can measure the width of your bag and the height. And if you're going to be adding a tag, how long you want your tag to be. So of course your measuring tape, or even if you have a ruler, that is perfectly fine. If you are going to be adding tags, I recommend getting ball chain. They do offer a variety of colors on Amazon: silver, gold. This is like the rose gold. They have white, a whole bunch of different colors. If you are going to be doing 3D images, of course your regular solid cardstock, I recommend 80 pound and up, because you're not actually building anything with the layers of your images. You can even use 65 pound cardstock. I'll leave the link down below, of course, of my favorite brands of cardstock. But even if you go to your local store called Michael's, they have already packs of 65 pound and 100 pound of a whole bunch of different colors. You're going to need your metallic cardstock. I do prefer the brand Kodamaa when I use gold and silver. This is like more of like a rose gold color. I'll leave the link down below as well. And for your printed images, you are going to need any paper of your choice. Now, the paper that you do use has to be compatible with the printer that you have. And let me explain. A lot of times people do the mistake of just buying any paper and it's not compatible with your printer. If you have an inkjet printer, which almost all printers are inkjet, but there's two different kinds. There's dye ink and pigment ink inkjet printers. So I am going to be using my Canon Pro Pixma for this paper because it's glossy. Now, I usually do not always print on glossy paper. I always print on photo matte paper, and then I use my Epson EcoTank 16600 with that one. The photo matte paper is also by Koala. I actually don't have the paper here, but I'll put a picture here below. It's the 11x17 photo matte paper. For those that only have an 8x11 printer, go ahead and cut that paper in half, and then you have double the package. Because I do have an large format printer, I'm perfectly fine with the 11x17. Hopefully that works. And then of course you're going to need a printer to print out your images. If you are going to be doing 3D stuff, you will need a cutting machine, but if you want to cut it out by hand, that's perfectly fine. Now, if you are going to be doing names like these right here in the front, then totally you are going to need a cutting machine, because that is going to be too hard to be cutting out by hand. Okay, so today I'll be using Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio does have a free version, but I am going to be using Business Edition. Business Edition is a one-time payment, and I'm going to leave all the links down below. You do not need a cutting machine to use this software. Even if you own a Cricut cutting machine, you can still design in this software and cut it out with your Cricut. I have a tutorial that I just did on live showing you guys how to make a template. So I share you guys there how to do score marks. So if you want to do this in Silhouette Studio and have your Cricut cut it, I also have a whole separate tutorial on how to design in Silhouette Studio and cut with your Cricut as well. Again, if you want to follow along with me, I'm going to leave the link down below. Silhouette Studio is not sponsoring me. This is the software that I use all the time. It is a great software. Do not feel intimidated when you first open this software. As long as you follow everything that I'm telling you step by step, even as a beginner, you are going to be able to do this. It's not as hard as it may seem. And this software has 3 different versions: Basic Edition, Designer Edition, and Business Edition. Like I said, Basic Edition is free. The only thing is that you're not going to have all the icons that the software provides. But if you go all the way up to the Business Edition, you will have all the icons, which that's what you will see me do here. If you are going to be following along and this is the first time you're using the software and yours might look different than mine, you're going to have the newest update, which I think is 4.5. I have version 4.4895. all you have to do is uninstall the one that you have and go back to Silhouette America and download one of the legacy versions. That's only if you want to. I'm just letting you know that I have version 4.4895. If you are brand new to Silhouette and this is the first time you're using the software, I need you to go all the way to the bottom corner in your settings tab. You're going to click on tools, and all this right here, I need you to click on choose to select. After that, click on apply and then click on OK. Oh, sorry, I need you to do something else as well, because I do have the automatic trace feature when I bring in a PNG. I also need you to make sure that that is selected as well. So again, go back to the settings tab, click on import, and right here you're going to see where it says PNG auto trace. I need you to have that selected. Click on apply, click on OK. Remember that I told you guys that I needed you to measure the bag that you are going to be using. So right here on your left, you're going to grab a rectangle shape. You're going to make any size rectangle here on your screen. While your rectangle is selected, you're going to go all the way here to your right. It looks like a paint palette. That is your fill icon. And you're going to make that a color of your choice. Let me put it here so you can see it better. Up here, you're going to have magnifying glasses. That is the zoom in, zoom out. And the one with the mouse is that you click on it and you could click anywhere else to go ahead and zoom in right where you click. So while this rectangle is selected, you're going to go ahead and enter the measurements of the bag that you just measured. And you're going to put that in your width and in your height and enter. Okay. Then remember, the back of the inside of this design is going to be folded in the bottom of your bag. So I'm going to be showing you how to put some score marks so your machine could just score it right there and then you fold. So you're going to click here on the lines right here on your left. Click on the lines, hold your shift key and make a line right here, just like that. While it's selected, let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see what's going to happen. You're going to go here to your right and there is 3 lines. That is your line style panel. Click on it where it says style. Click there and then you're going to click and it's going to see your score marks. Okay. Now you're going to go ahead and put your score marks exactly where this needs to be folded. You're going to say like, well, how exactly am I going to know where to put them at? If you have business edition, you're going to see that you have a ruler here. And to turn on your ruler, you're going to go back to your page setup, which is your first icon that looks like a piece of paper. You're going to click on your second setting right here. And I'm going to show you what I have turned on. I have show guides on, snap to guides. I have the ruler on and enable smart snapping. If you have basic edition, you do not have the ruler. And if you don't have a ruler, this is how you're going to know where exactly to put your score marks. You're going to click on a rectangle. Make any size rectangle of your choice. You're going to color that so you can see it. And let's say you need to score at a 5-inch mark. So click on that rectangle, type the number 5 on your height. So you know this is 5 inches tall. Align it with your rectangle. And then you know that this score marks is going to go right there at the 5-inch mark. All right. I don't do that because I have the ruler, like I said. So I will just bring down I will click, let me delete that because I didn't explain it right. I'm going to click here on the ruler and drag a guideline down. And you're going to see some numbers on my right. So I'm going to bring that down exactly where I want it. I'm going to click on this rectangle, go to my transform icon, align it to the top so I know this is where it starts. And then I'm going to grab that score mark and I'm going to attach it right there. Boom, it snapped because I remember I did the snap thing on right here. On the second option, I have show guides and snap to guides. So it snapped to the guide. And I know that that's exactly where I need my score mark to go. I'm going to select everything, right click and group it together. And boom, you did your template that goes inside of the bag. If you want to create a tag will be just an actual shape. You go ahead and grab a rectangle on your left. Make any size rectangle of your choice. Go ahead and color that up. And then you're going to just size it to know exactly the size tag that you want. You can go ahead and use your template to measure. And then the next step is going to be, you're going to grab here another shape. You're going to grab the circle. Hold your shift key so it can stay like a circle. Just like that. And then I am going to go ahead and place this in the center. As you can see, those blue lines are popping up to let me know that I'm in the center. That's because I have those stuff turned on over there. I'm gonna click on this circle and let me color it the color black. I'm not going to cut that circle just off yet, off the tag, because I want to create an offset. So I'm gonna click on the tag. I'm gonna go here to my offset icon, click on offset, and you see how it's curved. You can have it curved or you can have it straight. So you have the option of curved or straight corners. I'm gonna do a curved corners just like that. Let me go ahead and color that so you can see it. Let's color that a color orange so you can see it. So here is I have a layer of my tag. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on this circle, hold my shift key, click on the front one, on the front rectangle, go to my modify icon and click on subtract all. All right, it might look like nothing happened, but it did. I'm gonna move this to the side. You see the circle there, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. And for this one, I'm just gonna right click and make it a compound path. Boom. The reason why I didn't do a make a compound path here, because I still needed the circle to stay where it was. Now when you go ahead, right click and bring this to the front, when you go ahead and cut these two pieces out, they're gonna align perfectly there, and you have a tag. Boom, that is it. Now if you're like, I don't want to do all that, that is team too much, I have a template on my website specifically for the bags that I'm going to be using today. The size of the bag is, I think, the 5.9 inch. I'll leave it down below, the link down below of the size of bag that I'm going to be using. All you had to do is head on over to my website, of course, andrinaskreations.com. You're going to search the AK Clear gift bag template, but the link will also be down below. And then if this comes with one silhouette file and one SVG, the SVG, you're able to use it with the Cricut. And then after you read everything that it says there, you're going to click add to cart. This is going to pop up just explaining that, hey, know how to use your software. This is going to be a zipped folder. You must know how to unzip the folder, blah, blah, blah. You're going to click here and approve it, and it's going to go to your cart. Now, the only way that you're able to purchase on my website is if you have an account. You must make an account with your name and email. Make sure that you do spell your email correctly, because all of my files are instant downloads. As soon as you make a payment, it goes directly to your email. It might take a couple of minutes. Make sure that you check your junk folder and your spam folder if you cannot see it on your regular inbox folder. If you think that you accidentally put the wrong email, all you have to do is click here on chat and I will be able to help you. All right, that is it. Now, after you click payment, you're going to get a downloadable link. This is how it's going to look. If you don't get it right there in the first page when you after you paid, like I said, go ahead, check your email and you're going to receive this. All you have to do is click on download now. I need to also let you guys know, every time you go make a template, you don't have to keep clicking on the email to download it. Once you download it, you save it to your computer or whatever device, and all you have to do is locate that folder that you saved the template and you open it from there. You don't have to keep downloading, because I only give you a certain amount of downloads just in case you accidentally delete it from your computer, or your computer, God forbid, crash and you can't find it. Then you go ahead and download it again. All right. Anyways, when I click on download, you're going to see you have a zipped folder, meaning that you have to unzip it. You got to open that zipper and see what this folder has in there. So while it's here, I'm going to click on the folder. I'm not going to click on open file. I'm going to click on the folder. And then here, while it's selected, it's going to say here, extract all, meaning let's open that zipper. I'm going to click on extract all. I'm not going to click on extract. I'm going to click on browse, because I need to know exactly what folder I'm going to save this in. One tip I'm going to give you guys is always have an external hard drive. You don't want to load up your computer, your desktop with all these files and images and all that. Get an external hard drive, and also have a backup for the external hard drive just in case your external hard drive crashes, like a Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to click on my external hard drive and I'm going to right click, create new folder. This is if you want to create a new folder with the name of Andrina's Creations template or clear bag template. This is a folder that you know exactly where it's going to go. I'm not going to create a new one because I already have one that says Andrina's Creations template. So I'm going to go ahead and locate that folder. And this is just so you can be organized and you know exactly where everything is at in your hard drives or your computer, whatever. So I'm going to click on Andrina's Creations template folder, click select folder, click extract all, and now it's going to unzip there. It opened the zipper right in that folder. As you can see, once it unzipped, you're going to receive one SVG, one silhouette file, and the AK terms of use and license of my templates. I'm going to be using the silhouette file, so I'm going to click on it and just drag it into silhouette. Boom, it drags just like that. You're going to receive the inside template of the bag, and I put 3 designs of a tag. That's it. The same thing that I just show you guys how to do, but this is already measured for you. The score marks is where it's supposed to be at, and that's it. All right. So let's go ahead and put this here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Let's move these tags to the side. Your next step is going to be go grab all the images that you're going to be using, your backgrounds, your clip arts, your PNGs, your digital patterns, all that, whatever you're going to be using. Love created Fabrica, and all you have to do is go ahead to the website, and you're going to go ahead, and if you want to get the membership, it is a monthly membership. You pay monthly or you pay yearly. It's up to you. You don't have to. You can go ahead and try it out for the first month for just $1, and you can cancel at any time. They have a whole bunch of digital patterns. They have fonts. They have SVGs. They have clip arts. They have, I mean, you name it, thousands, hundreds, millions of stuff in here. I really love it. So the thing is, if you don't have a membership, you're going to have to pay individually the price for each thing here. So today I'm going to be using this rose gold glitter background. I'm going to be using this, and look at the prices. I'm going to be using this one, and this one. Because I have a membership, I don't see the prices. All I have to do is click on download. I will have like the download button here. I will click on download, and then I will download them exactly how I showed you guys how to download the template. Make a folder for that, and then save it in there, and then I will bring in everything into Silhouette Studio. Like I said, I highly recommend. I'm going to show you again which one I'm using. So I'm doing the rose gold glitter digital paper, the romantic pink castle background, the light pink watercolor digital paper, the pink princess quinceañera clip art, because I'm going to be using the crown. I'm going to be using her, the butterflies, the flowers. I'm going to be using a lot of the elements in here, and it comes in with a lot, as you can see. And then I'm going to be using these gold frame as well, all right? And like I said, if you don't have the membership, you will have to pay individually. Like just like if you go to Etsy, you pay individually for each file. That's why I just pay for the membership. All right. Once you download and save everything, we're going to go back into Silhouette Studio. We're going to go into my file folder. There's 2 different ways on how to bring in stuff into Silhouette Studio. You can go up here to File and Merge. Do not click File and Open, because if you click File and Open, you're going to be opening a new document. So you go to File and Merge, and then from here, you go ahead and locate the folder that you save your stuff, or you go down here to your regular file folder, your quick file folder down here. You click wherever, again, you save your stuff. I'm going to look up my princess folder, princess. Inside of the princess folder, I have another folder called Pink Princess. So I'm going to click on it, click on PNG. All these pop up, and all I had to do is click on one, drag it into Silhouette. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat all that with everything that I'm going to be using. I'm going to click and drag it in here. So this is everything that I'm going to be using. As soon as you bring in a PNG image means that it has a transparent background. Silhouette is going to automatically trace it for me, because remember, that's the setting that I put. So when you bring in a PNG image, you're going to see that it has like a red outline around it. I don't like to see that. So I just click on my PNG, go here to my line style, click on the color, and there's going to be a square with lines on it. That means you're going to remove the outline color, and boom, it removed the color for me. And let me zoom out. All right. So this is everything that I'm going to be using for my design today. I'm going to click on my rectangle, and I'm going to go ahead and align it to the top. I'm going to click on transform icon and align it to the top. And I'm going to click on it, right click, and ungroup it from that score mark. And then remember, I have this line up here from the ruler, and I'm gonna drag it to align with my score mark. I want to know exactly that's the mark where I'm gonna be folding this paper. I need to know that my images stop right here and so on. I want to point this out really quick. I am going to be showing you exactly how I would design this. This is why my videos are kind of long. I like to teach you guys step by step. I understand some don't like longer videos, but the way I like to teach, I don't like to leave nothing behind. I don't want you to be confused at all. So if I miss anything, just feel free to comment down below. But I do understand that these videos are kind of long. You can stop at any time. You can come back and feel free to watch the rest of the video later and so on. But this is the way that I personally like to teach when I'm teaching you guys how to do anything that I do. All right, so let's continue. I know I want to use this background for the background of the inside of my bag. All right, so I'm gonna do two different ways, because if you are just a beginner, you might not have the business edition. So I'm going to show you how to put that background into a shape. So I'm gonna click on this, right click and duplicate. And I'm gonna right click and duplicate this one as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put my pattern in front of that template just like that. I'm gonna click here somewhere on my screen, drag my mouse to select both, go to my modify icon that has like a rectangle and a circle, and I'm going to click on crop. That is how you will do it if you have basic edition, the free version, okay? If you have business edition like me, all you have to do is click on your rectangle. You're going to click on the property dropper that's all the way on your left. It looks like a medicine dropper. You're going to click on that. You're going to click on your digital paper and boom, it's inside there. It's going to look like it's kind of distorted. All you have to do is remember to have it selected. Go here to your fill icon that looks like a paint palette. Click on your third option and click on the first aspect ratio so it can get fixed. That's it. That's all you have to do, okay? I'm going to go ahead and delete that digital paper. I no longer need it. I like to be deleting stuff when I'm currently using so my software doesn't have, so my screen doesn't have so much stuff in there, all right? I feel on my personal experience, when you have so much in here in the canvas, your software tends to crash. So as soon as I use something, I just delete it so it's no longer there, all right? Remember, I put the mark right here that I know this is where it's going to get folded. If you see this background, half of the castle is going to be folded down on my bag. I personally do not want that. How am I going to fix that? I'm going to click on this digital pattern, right? Or my rectangle. I'm going to go here. I'm still in my fill icon that is the paint palette. I'm going to go here to my third option, which is the pattern fill one right here. The third one that has the dots. I'm going to click here where it says pan pattern. And when you click on pan pattern, you're going to see a circle and a cross that pops up. You're going to click on that circle, and I'm going to drag this pattern all the way up that the bottom of my castle aligns right at here. Once you let that go, the pan pattern disappears. So I can no longer move that pattern, okay? If you want to move it again, you're going to have to click on pan pattern. So you see it, the bottom of the castle, it's right there at the bottom. Well, right at the line, right on my score mark. That's how I want it to look. But what happened? What happened was when I moved this up, now this doesn't look good down here because I brought the top of my image down here because I was moving it up, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this rectangle, right click and duplicate it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and click on this rectangle, go to my transform icon, align to the top because I need to know exactly where I'm going to cut. I'm going to go here all the way to my left, grab the knife tool. I'm going to make sure that up here it says straight, and where it says auto apply, that is not selected. I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to make a straight line anywhere, all right? Then I'm going to bring this line and align it with that guideline that I have here. And I'm going to make sure that my line is outside of the image. It's here and here, okay? If it's not, drag that line to make it longer. While that cut line is selected, I'm going to click up here and click on apply. I'm going to click on the top of the image and click delete on my keyboard because I no longer need that. I'm now going to hold this piece that we just cut and I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here. You see how it's snapping right there? It's because I have that snap to guides on. I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here. And as you can see in the bottom, look at the bottom of this. You see those blue lines is because you know it's attaching to the bottom of that rectangle, okay? So I'm just going to make sure that I align it very good. Boom, you'll see them blue lines. I know it's where it's supposed to be. You're going to be like, okay, what was the point of that? Okay, watch what I'm about to do. I am now going to select the bottom piece. I'm going to go back to my fill icon. I'm going to click here on the third option where it says the fill pattern. And where it says scale, I'm going to go ahead and keep scaling that all the way up. I'm probably going to go to 231%. Just like that. And you're going to be like, okay, it still doesn't match. Okay, it's scaled up. It's still selected. I'm going to click on pan pattern. And I'm going to be moving this down until I see those bushes on top of there. And I'm going to be moving that pan pattern until I like how it looks. I'm going to unselect it, move back. And to me, that looks like it belongs together, right? I'm going to go ahead and select everything, right click and group it together. And to me, it looks good. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and align that back to the top. All right. Next, I am going to be adding a butterfly here and a butterfly there. So let's go ahead and right click and duplicate that butterfly. I'm just going to go ahead and put one here. You're going to design this however you want. There is no right or wrong on how you design this. Click on this butterfly, right click, duplicate, right click and flip horizontally. I'm not going to add so much in here because this goes inside of the bag. Click here, drag my mouse, right click and group together. And that is the design. That's it. I'm still going to leave that here so I know exactly where to put my stuff for the front of the bag, what I'm going to be gluing in front of the bag. So in front of the bag, I know I want to put her. So right click, bring to front, put her here. And you see how it snaps right there on that guide that I have there. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and make her smaller. Do not drag from the sides because you're going to distort your image. This is the undo button right here. You drag from the corners to make smaller or bigger. Okay, that's how you do it. Before I make her smaller or bigger, let's add some offsets. Offsets are going to be the layers that I'm going to be cutting out of my metallic cardstock and my solid cardstock. So I'm going to have my image selected. I'm going to go to my offset icon that looks like a double star right here on my right. Select it, click offset, and then if I'm satisfied with the offset right now is on 0.045. I like it. I'm going to go to my fill icon and I'm going to put it a different color. Go back to offset, click on offset, make this another color, and now I have 2 layers. You can do as many layers as you want. Right here, there's gonna be 3 layers, the image and 2 other ones. That's it. You can add more if you want. As you can see, it has like a red outline around it. It's a personal preference. I don't like to see that. So I'm going to select everything, go to my outline color, and click on no color. And let me go ahead and change one of those a different color so you can guys see it on the screen because it looks like you can't. Okay, right there. Let's color it. Hopefully y'all can see that. Let me make the back one more. All right. Select everything, center, because I was moving it, right click, and I'm gonna group it together. I'm gonna group it together just so I can move it as one and I can size it all as one so everything stays proportionized. All right, back here, align her to that guideline, and I'm gonna drag from the corner to make her smaller. And I know I want her to be like centered in the castle. This is gonna go in the front. All right, boom, that's all. I'm gonna add her, and then I want to add a name in front of her. So how do you type in silhouette? And I also download fonts from Creative Fabrica as well. When you do download fonts and you want to use it with Silhouette Studio, you must have the entire software closed. Download your fonts, install them, and then when you open up back Silhouette Studio, all your fonts are going to be here. But if the software is open and you download fonts, you're not going to be able to see it. You must close it down, okay? You're going to click here on the A on your left. You're going to click here anywhere on your screen and start typing. You're going to unselect it to get off the edit mode. You're gonna select it again. I'm gonna go ahead and change the color of it. I'm gonna go here to the A on my right, and I'm gonna go ahead and select a font that I want to change it to. I'm gonna use the font Bulky, Bulky. I like how it looks. And I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in so you can know when you're doing a script font, you can, let's go ahead and color this a lighter color so you can see. You can see that the A is going into the R is going to the A, and so on. That means when you go ahead and cut this out, it's gonna be cutting into it and it's not gonna be welded together. All you have to do is select that, right click and weld, and when you weld it, you see everything went into each other. But now you see the heart, it's by itself, and the S is by itself. I'm actually going to click on the S, use my arrow keys and move it a little bit more to the left because I feel like it's too separated. Let's go ahead and zoom out. I'm going to click here on my screen, drag my mouse to select everything, right click and group it together. I'm also going to be creating layers for this name, so I'm going to click on the offset, it's the double star. Click on offset, and that to me is too big. So the 0.45 to me is too big. I'm going to go down just a tad bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and color that the color black. Then I'm going to go back to offset, create another offset. All right, click here on my screen, select everything, right click and group it together. Let's go ahead and zoom out. I'm going to go ahead and put this name in front of her, and I'm going to size it to however big I want it to go. And you can see them blue lines popping up. That is just letting me know that it's being centered. All right, I like how that looks, and that's all I'm going to do for the bag. Now, I am going to be showing you a lot of steps for these tags. You don't need to do everything that I'm doing here, but this is a great way to practice on how to design inside of Silhouette Studio. I'm going to delete these two tags because I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use this one right here. Let's bring it over here. Let's remove all the, you see all that red outline? Let's go ahead and remove that red outline color. All right. So the tag, I did a layer. So I know for this one, I want to cut that out of the rose gold metallic paper. So I'm just going to color it that color for now. Layer is where I'm going to be putting in all my design. I know for the background for there, I want to use this digital pattern right here. So I'm going to click on my tag, click on that medicine dropper that is all the way on my left. That is your property dropper. That is to put in a background. I'm going to click on it, click on the digital pattern, go to my fill icon, click on the first aspect ratio. I'm going to click on the digital pattern and delete it because I no longer need it. Okay, so boom. Remember, if you don't have business edition, you will crop your stuff inside. Now, remember that I told you guys that your stuff was instantly traced because of that feature we did in the settings tab, meaning that this one came in, it's already original gold glitter. As you can see, this is how I got it from Creative Fabrica, is gold glitter. But because this was automatically traced, these I can actually change the color. So if I click on it, go to my fill icon, I can go ahead and change the color of this, as you can see. But now you lose that glitter stuff that you had there. Okay, so let's go ahead and undo so you can see how it actually came in, which was the gold. To me, the gold is not going to match for the design that I'm currently doing. So I want this to be a rose gold. So this is the digital pattern that I got from Creative Fabrica. Same steps. I click on this, click on the property dropper, click on this digital paper, and then I'm going to click on my aspect ratio to fix it. And boom, now it's rose gold. See? Okay. Now I want this to be on my tag right here. I'm gonna go ahead and make this smaller. There's like a green button here, so I'm gonna rotate it a little bit like that. And even though I tell you guys not to do this because you distort it, like drag from the sides, but I am for this one just here because it's still rectangle, so technically you're not distorting anything from it. And I do want a slanted look, okay? All right. Now you're going to say, well, how is this going to match in there? What do we have to do? Remember, follow these exact steps and you're going to be good. I'm going to click on my tag, only on the tag. I'm going to right click and copy. You have to make sure that right click and copy on the tag. While the tag is selected, I'm going to go here to my fill icon. I'm going to click on the one that is the no color, is the rectangle with the lines, to remove the color of that tag. Don't worry, okay? The tag is still selected. I'm going to hold my shift key and click on those rectangles right here. So now both of them are selected. As you can see like everything that's selected here, you can tell. I'm going to go to my modify icon. That is the square and a circle. And I'm going to click on crop. All right. Now I'm going to unselect that. I'm going to right click and paste in front. All right. Let me undo that. If you right click and paste, your tag is not going to paste in front. Your tag is going to paste a little bit to the side. You don't want that. Right click, paste in front. Right click, send to back. Boom. You see? It looks like it belonged there. All right. Let's go ahead and add the rest of the stuff that I want to add. I want to add these flowers in the corner. And as you can see, it's like behind the rectangle. So just right click, bring to front, make this smaller. I want these to be right here in the corner. We're going to repeat the same steps. I'm going to tell you again to right click and copy the tag, because I don't know if you accidentally moved the tag to the side just a tad bit, and if you did that and you don't copy again, it's not going to be aligning. So click on the tag, right click and copy. While the tag is selected, go to your fill icon, remove the color. The tag is still selected. Hold your shift key and click only on the flower, not those rectangles. Go to your modify icon and click on crop. Select somewhere on your screen, right click, paste in front, right click, send to back. That's it. See how it belongs there. We're going to repeat the same steps with these other flowers that I have over here. Right click, bring to front. I'm going to rotate this a little bit. Select the tag, right click, copy, go to your fill icon, remove the color, tag is still selected, hold your shift key, click on that flower, go to modify icon, click on crop, right click, paste, unselect that, right click, paste in front, right click, center back, boom. I'm going to click here on my screen, drag my mouse to select everything, right click and group together, and boom. All right. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just showing you different techniques, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom that out. I know for sure I'm going to be adding these two butterflies right here. So select them both, bring them down, make them smaller. And I'm going to add, it's to the back. So right click and bring them to the front. One butterfly is going to go here. And then this one, I'm going to put it all the way down there. All right, remember this crown is also a PNG. It was automatically traced when I brought it into Silhouette. The original color is gold. I don't want it to be gold. I want it to be this rose gold color. So I'm going to select the crown. I'm going to click on my property drop over here, click on the digital paper, boom, it became rose gold. I no longer need that digital paper. I'm going to click on the crown, go to my fill icon, and click on the first aspect ratio, and I'm going to go ahead and size that down. Right click, bring to front. All right, now you're gonna go ahead and start typing everything you want to type. Same thing, click on the A on your left, click somewhere on your screen, start typing. Unselect it to get off the edit mode. Select it again, go here to your fill icon. Over here you also have a medicine dropper, but that is the color dropper, and this is the one for the pattern. So you're gonna click here on the color one. You're gonna come over here and find a color that matches your design. That's too dark. Then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the outline color, and I'm going to click on the A on my right and select a font. I'm going to be using the font handwritten. I'm going to select that one, right click and duplicate. When I right click duplicate, I'm going to double tap it to go back on the edit mode, so then I could retype something else. All right, let me show you guys a different trick. I am spelling out quinceañera. So this doesn't have to be an N, it has to be a ñ. I don't know how to say that in English, but it just has to be a ñ. So I'm gonna click here. I'm still on the edit mode. If I unselect it, I'm not on the edit mode. So if I double click on it, you're gonna see the green around it. That means it's on edit mode. I'm gonna put my flashing line right here near the N. I'm going to delete the N. And while it's selected, I need to make sure that the font that I'm typing is selected. I'm going to go here where it says the G, that is my glyphs. And then I'm going to scroll all the way down to find the ñ. Then I'm just going to click on it and boom. And I'm going to unselect it to get off the edit mode. So now it says quinceañera instead of quinceañera. All right, go ahead and put that where it needs to be. Right click, duplicate, move it to the side, double tap to go on the edit mode. Make sure everything looks good how you want it to look. All right, I'm gonna select here, drag my mouse to select everything, right click and group it together. And now you're actually done, all right? Now you are going to be getting ready to do your print and cuts and so on. Now, if you did all this and you're like, okay, but I don't have Silhouette Studio and I want my Cricut to do this, all you have to do is you're going to have to save this as a PNG image. And you're going to save this also as a PNG image. Anything that has a background or images, you cannot save that as SVG. It's no longer an SVG when it has an image. So you need to save those as a PNG. If you have business edition, you're able to save it as a PNG and then go ahead and open that PNG into your Cricut software. This shape right here, you can save it as a SVG. But like I said, my template already has the SVG that you had to do that. And just, if you want, just design everything in Cricut. There's so many options. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and remove this guideline, delete. I'm going to move this to the side, right? And I need now to let the software and my machine know what size paper am I going to be printing this on. So I need to go to my first page, to my first icon that looks like a piece of paper. That is called the page setup. Where it says media size, I'm changing that to 8 by 11. The media size means the paper, the cardstock, the vinyl, whatever size you're using, that is your media size. I'm going to be having my machine cut this. I didn't have to. If I don't want my machine to cut this out, I'll leave it just like that, print it out without registration marks, and I will cut this out by hand. Like, that's why I said with this software, you don't need a cutting machine for a lot of stuff because you can cut by hand or your paper trimmer and so on. I am going to be using the machine though. I'm still in the first icon that looks like a piece of paper. I'm going to click here on the third option. Where it says registration marks, I'm going to turn that on. Where it says thickness, I'm going to go all the way up. And on my print bleed, I'm going to turn the print bleed on and move that up a little bit more. Print bleed means that if the machine accidentally cuts off a little bit, I will still have ink around this. So it's going to look cut properly. Okay, let's bring that down because everything that the machine cuts has to be inside of that red rectangle. If anything's outside of the red rectangle, then your machine is not going to cut it and you're going to have to manually cut that out by hand. So I'm going to go ahead and put this there, and I'm going to add the tag because that's also another print and cut. And I'm going to go ahead and click on her, right click and ungroup her because we're also going to be cutting her out. And I'm going to add her here. These are my layers. I'm going to right click and ungroup the name so we also know the layers that we're going to be cutting out. All right. Now, how do you print from Silhouette Studio? You're going to go all the way here to your printer icon on your top left corner. Click on printer. You're going to click right here on print. Because today I am going to be using my printer that I use, the glossy paper. I'm going to be honest, I don't use this printer all the time because this ink is expensive. I only use it if I'm going to be printing on glossy. My normal printer that I use always is the Epson EcoTank 16600, which if you follow me, you know I say that printer all the time. But today I'll be using the Canon, which I'll select the Canon, click on preferences, make sure that it's on 8x11. The photo paper is selected, and on portrait mode, click on OK, click on print, and then it's going to print. I'm not going to print it because I already did it. I'm going to click on cancel, click on cancel. After this prints, I'm going to align this paper exactly how it looks here on the mat. Then I'm going to go here to my send tab all the way on the top right corner. I'm going to go ahead and select the machine that I want this to cut. So I like to change my settings depending on the paper that I'm going to be cutting. It doesn't matter what material you put on here because again, you're going to be changing the settings. These settings are for this one that they have here. They already have set settings for you. I'm going to change it. Like I said, it doesn't even matter what material you selected. My blade, I'm going to change it to number 6. Passes of 2. Fours of 26. And I'm going to go a speed of 5. All right. Now, if you look closely, everything that is red on here, your machine is going to cut. As you can see, this is not even cutting around my rectangle. I'm going to select this, right click and ungroup it. I want to ungroup and I'm going to still ungroup it because I know there's still more grouped. And then I am going to select everything again. Go right here where it says no cut. So nothing is cut. I'm going to click here on my screen to unselect everything. And I'm only going to click on the main rectangle and click on cut. And I wanted my score mark to cut as well. See if I could touch it. Let me select everything, click on cut, and then I'll just touch this bottom rectangle and click on no cut. So I know for sure my score mark is selected as well. Now I'm just going to make sure I select everything again. Right click and group this together. So only around my rectangle and the score mark. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this tag. As you can see, it wants to cut all that out. So be aware that you don't have all this selected. I'm going to click on my tag, click on ungroup, right click ungroup, right click and ungroup because I know I was grouping a lot. Make sure I put here no cut. I don't have them butterflies selected as I can see. No cut. Click here on your screen to unselect everything and only click on the tag and click on cut. As you can see, it's only around the tag. Now I'm going to click here, drag my mouse, select everything, right click and group it together. Now all I had to do is load this mat to my machine, click on send, and it's going to cut it out for me. All right. Once it's done cutting, I'm going to go back here to my design tab. And now I'm going to go ahead and move all this to the side because I already printed, I already cut it, move it to the side. I'm going to go ahead and turn off those registration marks. Go back to my page setup, first icon, click on registration marks, click on off. And now everything that is the same color, I'm going to put it on here to cut it out that color cardstock. I know I'm going to be cutting this out of metallic, this out of metallic, and this out of metallic. Same thing, put it on the mat, click on send tab, send to cut. Right here, this one, as you can see, I don't like personally to cut myself where it says cut to edge. I like my stuff just to be on regular cut. So you can see the difference when it says cut to edge. Like, I'm gonna select everything, click on cut to edge. I don't like cutting. It's a personal preference. You could do whatever. I like mine just on regular cut, just like that. When that's done cutting, go back to your design tab, move this to the side. This is gonna be in that color and this one. Now me, I'm gonna be cutting this out of 3 times just to make that thicker. So right click and duplicate. Same step, send, put your settings. The settings is already set if you already put it, because I'm using the same settings I use for this. Then I cut that, move it out. This one right here, I'm gonna actually cut this out 3 times as well, just for thickness. Cut this out, and that's it. So once you're done cutting everything out, we're gonna go ahead and put everything together. So now I'm going to go ahead and add double-sided foam tape to the image and each of the layers of the image to give it that 3D effect. After I do that, I'm going to go ahead and glue the name together, but I'm not going to be using foam tape for that. I'm going to be using regular glue. I'm going to be using my own brand of glue. You can use whatever adhesive of your choice. I'll leave the link down below of another adhesive that I also recommend, which is called Art Glitter Glue. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab that rectangle of the inside of the bag. I'm just going to go ahead and fold it where the score mark is. I'm going to go ahead and insert that inside of the bag, making sure that it's flush all the way to the bottom and everything aligns good in the bottom as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided tape to use the image, to put on the image in front of my bag. You can still use double-sided foam tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and use also double-sided tape to put the name in front of the image, and then I'm going to use that ball chain to add my tag to the front of the bag. So I did go ahead and print out all 3 different versions of the tags so y'all can see the difference on how they look. But I designed them exactly the same how I'll show you guys on the screen. And I'm also using double-sided foam tape to give it a 3D effect. Again, I will add that ball chain and put it in front of the bag. All right, you guys made it all the way to the end. To let me know you made it all the way to this part of the video, comment down below a butterfly emoji. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the notification bell to get notified every time I upload new videos. Feel free to join my free Facebook group. It's called Andrina's Creations Crafting Lounge. If you make these, go ahead and join the group and go ahead and post them. I would love to see your work. You can always ask questions, post, interact. There's so much good information over there. Don't forget to comment down below anything else you would like to see from me. I hope everyone's having a blessed day today, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.